You look like a cartoon character.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to YouTube.
Hello, everybody.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
There you go. Nobody
Comment.
can hear you.
Oh,
Now they
hello, YouTube.
can.
Hope you're having a great night.
You almost look like. So I've adjusted your filter on your camera to look now. You look almost like you're animated.
Like a Scanner Darkly or whatever.
Yeah, you do.
So make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Just type random nonsense because the more comments we get, the better, right?
Yeah. Always. And like it on this.
Yeah.
All right.
On anything.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh. Shit. Finished.
Huh?
Delete. Hold on. Hold on.
I was thinking the other day about that one we did on the Goose Island and kept doing those live videos. And I fucking totally busted my ass. And all you hear is like, oh, my michelada. I'm surprised no one's broken bones out there yet. You know what I mean? You can't leave if you do.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta work it out.
Just walk it off.
Yeah.
I like the way you look. I'm going to make myself look like you now.
I'm gonna look at it right now.
You look cool. You're red still, but not as red.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Spearhead transmission.
It's always good right after. Look, I have ice. I won't eat it.
Shit, you're gonna lose. We're gonna lose a lot of listeners if you start eating ice. I had people texting me randomly saying, you know, if Mike eats ice again,
I'm going to suicide myself.
reach through and slap me or whatever. But
Be suicided?
yeah, so it's July 5th, 2017. I had one of those spit bubbles in my throat. Talk like this, you know. You ever had those on accident?
Yeah.
It's
And
embarrassing as shit for some reason.
in the middle of
Yeah.
something very important.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'd like to ask for a raise. Like to ask for a raise. So it's the day after Independence Day in America. And I know we talk about this. Oh, I just searched for YouTube in YouTube.
Yeah.
So I know you and I talked about this, but
Mm-hmm.
so in Oklahoma, in Tulsa County, I guess fireworks are illegal for mere, civilians to light off and celebrate,
Right.
have a gay old holiday or whatever. But you can
Without
go
a permit, right?
No, in Tulsa you can't. You can go to the Tulsa Boom Fest or Freedom Fest or whatever the hell they call it. And then they go light off all the big fireworks, the professional fireworks.
So
right?
you can't light them off here in Tulsa?
Well, this is Broken Arrow, right?
No. I'm in Tulsa.
No, yeah, so no.
So what was going on last night?
So the suburbs of Tulsa, this is what I've been told. I haven't looked into it because it's just it's not that important to me. But so the suburbs, most of the time you see in the news that they say that they'll issue a permit so that you can. Am I really loud?
Well, you're always complaining about being quiet.
I was just blowing myself out here. I'm blowing myself.
Does it sound too loud?
No, I'll just turn down my headphones. I'd like to be heard. Anyway,
all right.
So you can purchase a permit. So yesterday I was buying fireworks, and there's a guy in front of me with his daughter, and he was asking about it. He's like, what's the permit deal? I think it's like $30 or something. You got to go to City Hall, fill out a permit, and then you can light fireworks off in your front yard to celebrate Independence Day. And the guy's like, well, you probably don't need it if you don't light off any big loud stuff. He's like, it's kind of one of those things, you can risk it or you can't. And I was just sitting there thinking, I was getting mad. I was staying in the line. I was getting mad. I had my daughter there. I'm trying to just get shit for them to light off. And I'm like, what kind of bullshit is this?
Yeah.
You know, this is a holiday that's supposed to reflect the birth of a nation freeing itself from king's rule overseas, right?
Right. Tyranny, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrannical government, an overbearing government. And here people are fucking asking, can I light these fucking crackle balls off in my front yard?
Crackle balls.
You know,
Yes.
can I do this?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, people say, well, that's not, you know, they're worried about big stuff. Like, what's the difference, man? Is it for safety? Are you paying $30? And you're going to have, like, EMS? They're going to be on standby in your front yard?
Yeah.
No. Is a fire department going to be there? No. Do they teach you how to light fireworks properly? No. So what are you doing? You're basically handing the government $30 to bribe them to not write you a ticket.
Yeah.
So you can sit there and say, you know, free country. Here's my $30. Now I can celebrate.
As long as it pleases the king.
Yeah. And if the police show up, I'll just pull out this piece of paper and like, hey, man, I bought this. But what I really thought about was, so say you didn't buy it at the city hall and you rolled the dice and someone called and complained, or you shot a rocket through your neighbor's window or whatever. And the police roll up and they're like, can't be lighting off fireworks in the city limits, boy. Like, oh, okay, sorry. What do we do from here? Well, you're gonna get a ticket. Well, how about I give you $30 and you just forget this ever happened? What's the difference?
Nothing.
Absolutely fucking nothing. No difference whatsoever. The only thing is up front you paid, right? They should just say, I mean, because you heard it around here, it sounded like Mogadishu at my house.
Yeah,
It was crazy. I heard people screaming, like clapping and stuff. I didn't even know where it was coming from. And then there was smoke coming through my backyard and I was picking up trash. Then I looked down the road. I mean, it was like a professional display and shit was going off. You know, good for them, right? They're having a good time. I just don't know
how those people have so much money.
Well, I was thinking
is
like
expensive.
It would be more beneficial just to ride around and write tickets and they could just collect $30 from everyone. But that'd be, you know what? But think about this. That would cause a lot more uproar, right? If you started, hey, man, we're trying to celebrate here and we're getting fined. But those same people fucking write a check for $30 all day because they're like, oh, I'm not getting in trouble here. You know, it's kind of like those marketing.
You know what? The majority says that I have to do this, and that's just how
it's like those marketing classes that say, you know, you don't put up a sign that says, don't let your dog, no pooping in grass. You know, at the park, put up a sign that says, dog poop affects water quality. You know, do your part to save the water. You know what I mean? So instead of like 220, 220, 220, and everyone's like, fuck this. It's like, hey, 30? 30? Good at 30? Okay, 30, 30, 30, 30. Oh, this is a good deal right here. Put this in the general fund. Fucking pay off my law, whatever my law debt or whatever it was, like those people out in Oklahoma City were doing. This is bullshit, man. Fucking.
I agree. I
fucking
concur.
Bullshit. But yeah, the money. I spent $140 on fireworks.
They're expensive,
and it lasted all of like that portion, the night portion. I mean, it was like 10 minutes.
Really?
20 minutes maybe.
You bought your fireworks in segments. Like this is the day segments. I got my night segments.
I'm somewhat limited at this point. I stepped it up a notch and got some Romulan candles. But I mean, I was teaching my kids bad things. I was shooting them at trees and stuff, you know, because it's so much fun. And we were holding them. And I was like, man, I remember my parents didn't used to let us hold these things because they blow up in your hands. So I was trying to teach them the fine art of if you just barely hold it with the fingers, it'll fling your fingers off if it blows up. And if you hold it down towards the bottom where the clay is,
you're good.
But fireworks and 4th of July, like I've great memories of all that. And I remember being under my porch. I lived in a trailer house when I was a kid, and we had one of those wooden porches. But me and my brother always play underneath it, right? There's always wasps and shit in there. Anyway, I was underneath there, and I'd take black cats, and I would stick them in the end of these Roman candles and just let them go off. So it'd be like a foot away from me. For whatever reason, I stuck a black cat in when I was under the porch, and it goes, and it was one of those Roman candles that didn't shoot all the balls out of it. some underneath there, and the thing starts launching those colored balls out under the steps. They're like bouncing off. Like
I can see this from outside. I just
yeah, dude, like Star Wars under there. You know, I was terrified. Took off running. I got jammed my head into some nails on the
on the deck
steps. Yeah, but that's a good time. Man.
Dude, that's so like the stupid stuff that you do when you're a kid. With anything,
yeah.
like I mean,
it scares me because I think like, are my kids gonna do dumb shit like this? And they are. I think everybody does dumb shit, and you're just lucky that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I did a lot of stupid stuff, like just trying to impress people. Sometimes, like at it, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and thinking that it's gonna work out and to your benefit.
It doesn't. Yeah,
it doesn't. You've lit yourself on fire. You're like, oh, that's not good.
I tried to jump a campfire one night and ended up inside of it. Stood up with my coat melted to my hips.
Dude, you ever think whenever you're little, like how
is this picking up all my swallowing?
Yeah.
Now?
How twisted your sense of reality is, like the things, the things that you do, like I guess. Here's an example. This is something. This is kind of into the Chilrens Dreams segment.
Okay.
But I used to come to Oklahoma in the summertime to visit my dad, right? And there was a girl that lived. I was probably 13, 14. She was older, right? She was like 16, right? But I knew that she kind of like had a crush on me, right? I mean, I was like, man, she's good looking, right? And I was like, maybe this is the girl, right? Like I'm 13. I was like.
16, she's probably had sex.
Yeah. I'm thinking, okay, and I'm still at that. I'm in that in between stage, right? Like, whoa, but used to come over, and she would come over to our house and swim at the pool, right?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh yeah, but I was always like still like shy, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd walk around and be like, yeah, she's checking me out, in my head, right? And so she would. There were periods of times where she would be there and I would be there alone, right? Like we'd be there together alone, and I'd be like, oh,
you guys didn't rub genitals?
No. But I mean, I wasn't like, not that I didn't want to or whatever, but I didn't know what exactly was going on, right? And so I'd do stuff, jumping in the pool and stuff like that. But the ridiculous shit that I would say, like she would be like, oh, so do you like to drink beer? And I'd be like, oh no. Because I was like, I
never even had a beer.
I'd be like, oh no, yeah, I like to drink. And no, excuse me. She said to me, you like to drink whiskey or anything like that? Like, do you got any whiskey or anything? Oh no. I said that makes me fat. And she's like, wait, I thought people drink. I said, I like to drink beer.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, I thought that liquor you didn't get fat from. And I was like, no, not me. I'll get fat if I drink liquor. So I thought I was,
Dude, I don't know how many times I've been in the shower. And something will pop into my head of something I said when I was a kid. And I just feel like I'll sit there and I'll be like, wash my hands, do the whole like, God, why did you say that? You know what I mean? Like, and I can't think of anything right now, but like, it's an idiot. You know what I mean?
It is. It's like stupid stuff. I thought about this the other day. I was like, what was I thinking? And what was she thinking of me? Like, she had to be laughing at me, right? Like,
she's probably like, I don't fucking know. I don't even drink whiskey or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I don't know. In my head, I'm picturing now that she's just laughing. She's still laughing at me.
Well, think of all the stuff you said as a kid that was like, you thought, and I don't know if you thought that was cool at the time or if you did that immediate, like, oh, that was dumb, But I remember saying stuff that I thought, like, I'm cool as hell.
Yeah.
Because I said that. Now I think back and like, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about those girls that were at that pool, those younger girls, and they were talking to me, and I don't know if maybe that was their accent, and I'm just being an ass, and my daughter was talking like that tonight. But you know what I mean? Like there's some, I mean, think about this. Like, was there stuff you ever did as a kid that you thought you were cool, and then your parents would show up or your brother, and you'd be like, oh, I'm not acting like that anymore or whatever. You know what I mean? So I just think of stupid shit I said or did that's just completely embarrassing. But at the time, like, yeah, I'm cool.
Like clothing choices. You remember, like,
I remember.
And I had. So my grandma. Here's another story. So my grandma took me out to buy clothes one time, right? Just school clothes. Like she's like, oh, well, you can go get one outfit of clothes, right? So in my head, I think the best choice is these teal green pants and a button-up shirt that had like palm trees on it, and I was like,
quality.
This is, and they were
you were smuggling cigars in the elementary school.
What the hell I was thinking, man? Like I was like, this has got to be the coolest clothes ever, and they were these teal green pants. They were light teal though, like. And they had they had pockets. They actually had cargo pockets back then.
You know, slip-on loafers.
No,
like
I
white
had
ones.
I had bright white shoes, like those old '70s track shoes. You know what I mean?
Those are Adidas, aren't they?
No, they weren't Adidas. They were an off-brand back then. Like, but I kept them. This was, you know how we were talking about shoes the other day? I kept those sons of bitches bright white.
Dude, I
used to buy the white shoe polish and put it on there.
Yeah. Oh, and the dauber?
The dauber.
I put that shit all over. I think about that now. I put that white shoe polish all over my shoes when I was a kid.
Never made it look, it always looked real weird. Like, because it'd get fucked up in the rain. You know, they'd be all fucked up in the rain and wet and dirty. But then you put this stuff on there and it's like,
dude,
it's not right. It doesn't look right.
I was running today with those new shoes. So everyone listening, I went and got fitted for shoes because my hip hurts. I saw a doctor and he didn't see anything wrong with it and gave me some medicine. If it doesn't go away in a month.
I've been chewing ice.
I don't think so.
Right.
When I go in a month, I'm gonna get an MRI. So I was like, well, I need to get new running shoes anyway because my other ones are worn out. So I went to this running shoe store in town and got the whole shebang where they measure
Feel
my
you
feet,
up and down.
Yeah, rub your legs, cup your genitals, and the lady's like, well, what size shoe do you wear? I'm like, well, I've been wearing a 10. I said, my wife says I wear an 11, and I was like, I don't see how that's possible. And she's like, yeah, you got a high arch, so I think you would wear 11 or 11 and a half. Like, what? I'm wearing fucking size 10 shoes for years, right? And she said that's why my toenails keep falling off.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the same thing with me.
And so I get these new shoes with these insoles for my arches and all that. I went running with Mike the other day, fucking dying the whole time because I got
you're wearing gel.
And I feel like I'm running in like snow skis. You know, because
you gotta pick
huge,
your feet up even
like,
further.
Yeah, like McDonald's shoes, Ronald McDonald. Well, I ran today and it was the same shit. My right leg, and maybe this is why my hip hurts, but my right leg, like one muscle on my quad is like just burning on the right side. But all I can see are those white fucking flashes underneath me. And I feel like a nerdy kid that just got brand new shoes, you know, and everyone's making fun of him like I'm getting chased by bullies.
Why is that though? Like
you should be like
you should be proud of your new shoes,
but I don't want anybody to know that they're new. Like those new? No, man.
No. These
had them for like a week.
Yeah, at
Worn
least
them twice.
Well, I can clearly tell they're new.
Yeah.
If not.
Yeah, but no way in hell would I ever put fucking shoe polish on them to make them even more white now. You know what I mean?
Why? So I don't understand that. That's a very weird paradox. It's strange, right? Like,
well, what was the deal with having white shoes back in the day? Because that was like a serious deal.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to scuff people's shoes up so bad and I never really gave a shit about shoes. Like, my favorite pair of shoes I got one time were a pair of Airwalks, and they were
I had a nice pair of Airwalks.
Yeah, they were high top Airwalks, and they were hand me downs from someone. I think my brother's friend. So that was like, oh shit, you know. And he had fucking hair down to here. He had a wedge with the hair that covered his eye, looked like Tony Hawk. Gave me those shoes. The back of them were completely worn to where it had the hollow points, showing. And I put these rubber laces on the things, rubber band laces. Those are like my favorite shoes. Total shit, right? But
Were they, what color were they?
They were black and green.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that turquoise green color.
Were they the Airwalks that kind of look like the Converse?
They were small, and then it had like a padded cuff around your ankle.
Okay.
And the cuff had a Velcro.
I know what you're talking about.
Very top.
I know what you're talking about. Oh, dude, those were badass.
Yeah, and they were super light, soft and everything. But like at some point there in the 4th, 5th, 6th grade time frame, I remember people started really caring about what kind of shoes they had. It's like Nike Jordans and Air Jordans and like air pockets and shoes and shit like that.
Remember the Reebok pumps?
Yeah, this basketball on them.
Yeah.
So I remember talking to this one dude, and I went to high school with him forever, but I walked up and talked to him, and shit, people do this to me in the Navy too, but I walked up, walked all over his shoes. He's like, "Hey, man." And he's like brushing them off and like licking his finger and trying to rub the dirt off. I was like, the fuck is your problem? In my head, like, shoes, man. Like, I'd walk home from school then and like jump in a mud puddle,
Yeah. It's
destroy shoes.
It's a weird thing to like be embarrassed of having new shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, but yet I dodged that mud puddle when we were running.
But we were running, you're like, oh no.
I think it's because I went wet
dirty.
feet, but
it was because you had $10 socks on. You're like,
kick that mud up on the back of your legs and then put jeans on and go back to work. Fucking bad. And like when we used to run across that spillway and run through that sewage.
Yeah. On a constant daily basis.
People down there, homeless people down there, people stealing shit and hiding stuff. Like, hey guys, what's up? Just running through here in fucking business socks and running shoes.
Socks pulled up. All
so
right.
we got a one of our listeners is gonna we're gonna have a little guest segment, which we'll do listener segments. If you write in and tell us a story or whatever, or if you want to be on. But we're gonna call him up on the Skype and talk a little about different things.
Are we doing that now?
Yeah, let's do it now.
All right, let's do it.
Play a commercial first.
I got him. Text him. Tell him hold on. Tell him that. Tell him that. Tell him that he can't hear us right now, but he will be able to soon.
I can hear you.
So he's gonna be live.
Huh?
He's gonna be live when you come back in.
I'm gonna pause it.
Okay. Fuck.
Hey man, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep. I'm sorry that we were in the middle of a commercial there, so we didn't. You probably won't be able to see us at all because I have two cams up. So, but I can see you just fine.
Okay.
You got his. Are you moving his picture?
I've got y'all on the YouTube on my little live stream. So.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Now, do you
They're
mind
not going
if
to be able to hear.
What's that?
They're not going to be able to hear y'all, but they'll be able to hear me talking to y'all.
Oh, okay. Do you mind if they see your name?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Well, if you can block it, that'd be cool too.
Okay. All right. I'll try it. Give me a second then.
Yeah, we're not recording yet. Well, we're recording on the YouTube.
Yeah.
But not.
Whoops.
Right. Well.
That might be.
Can you?
I don't know.
Squeeze it.
No. It's. Let me see here.
Just slide it over till I'm off the screen. There you go.
Wow! Look at that.
You went all the way off.
Hold on here. Properties. Skype. IPXC. Okay.
Dude,
Huh.
you're creating gravity on the YouTube channel.
Okay. All right. I know how to do it now. I just gotta. What the?
And we got 3 people watching the YouTube. It's me, you, and him.
Oh, I'm not watching it.
Oh, okay.
What just
We
happened?
never have people watch it live, so probably because we don't ever announce it at the right time.
All right. Here we go. I'll fix it right now.
You've had me watch it live.
There's me. What in the
Technical difficulties.
Can
I
you
don't know how
just
to-
slide it over?
No, it
No,
doesn't.
I mean like partially off the screen to where his name's off because his name's on the left.
No,
Of course,
no,
everyone can see it right now anyway. On
it
the,
doesn't matter. It
just
doesn't.
rewind it.
Dude,
All right.
if you, I can only do it this way.
No worries. Just
All right,
go with it. Just run with it.
All right,
All right.
man. All right.
All right.
All right. You're gonna. How about now? Can you still see his picture?
Mm-hmm. Or if I do this.
Fuck, it's
Now there's 2 of
completely. It's completely.
Mhm.
Hold on. Shit. I'm just gonna do it this way. This is the way I know how to do it.
Yeah.
I was wanting to do this before, y'all went live. That way we can kind of.
Well,
Fuck it.
Figure it all out.
Yeah. It doesn't ever work out right for me. There we go. All right.
It's all good.
All right. You won't hear us for a second, and then we will we'll bring you in. Okay.
All right, cool.
All right. It doesn't matter. He's there.
hmm.
Okay. And all right, you ready?
All right. So on our listener segment tonight, we've got a call-in listener. Chris is on the line. We're going to talk about a few things. Not really tied down to anything, but I did want to discuss the cave, Plato's
The
closet.
the allegory of Plato's closet.
Yeah. So
Where
Chris,
you buy and sell new clothes.
you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You doing all right tonight?
I'm doing all right.
You
Might have a little lag going on, but
Chris, it's sunny where
anyway,
you're at.
the allegory of the cave.
It's sunny where you are.
Don't give.
Yeah,
away-
I'm in Washington State, so
See, he's giving up.
Still,
He's already given it up.
Can't give away your position. No, it's fine.
We're fucking with you, man. You're in Washington
oh,
State.
that's cool. Yeah, Washington State.
Man, where at? Are you close to the coast?
Tacoma area.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Western Washington.
See, man, we like to hear from people all over, right? Like
Right,
that's
right.
Let's do this. Before we even get into what we're going to talk about, let's find out about you. I mean, you don't have to go. Your name's displayed all over the internet right now, but
Woo!
other than that, so like
I'm really not wanting to go into my story right now.
but how'd you even hear of us?
I'm guess a fan of Adam Kokesh.
Okay, good.
And I saw him on y'all's show with debating Adam Dyer. And
Jay Dyer, right?
like, these guys are cool. I'll follow them. And I've been following you.
Fantastic, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we always appreciate having listeners, especially interactive ones.
Uh-huh.
So
Ones that are
Right,
willing
right.
to come and display their name all over the internet and where they're from. No, go ahead, man. All right, so
the cave. Before we do this, so I watched that scary ass video on the cave or whatever.
wait. Which one?
That cartoon.
Which-
the one on YouTube?
The allegory of the cave?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Not I Pet Goat.
No. And when I watched it, it made sense to me. And I'm by no means a expert or anything like that on, was it Greek
Caves?
mythology, right? I guess.
On
Is it
Greek philosophy.
Yeah.
Right.
It's Socrates or
Well, that's Plato, but he's talking about. Okay, go ahead.
Well, Socrates was Plato's protege, so that's how you get the correlation there.
so. So what's your? I mean, because I think when I was watching it, I feel like there's. I mean, I know there's a way you're supposed to interpret it, but there's a number of ways that I think you could take that. But so what's your take on the cave bit?
Well, it's basically like if you watch the allegory of the cave or listen to it, read it, whatever. It basically states that there's a group set of people that have been living inside of a cave, and they're chained, shackled to a wall. They can see nothing but the shadows from a reflection behind the wall, on the wall in front of them. And they see trees, and they see people going by, and they see all kind of different things, and they hear the things that are coming from wherever the shadows are. But they never get to experience the light because they're shackled behind the wall in the cave. Well, one of the prisoners breaks free, and he's able to leave the cave. He sees the light of day, and he sees the trees and the grass and all the beauty of everything, the birds and, you know, all the different animals, and sees what he's been seeing on the wall. He realizes what those shadows really are now. So he's like, wow, this is so beautiful, and makes him so happy and joyous and whatever. He wants to go share it with the people inside the cave so that they can wake up themselves. And when he goes back in, instead of being the, you know, upstanding cave dweller that he's always been, now he's exposed to the light. So when he comes back into the darkness, he's stumbling around like, God, this is so unfamiliar, and falling over and just looking like an idiot to the cave dwellers. Mm-hmm. When he tries to explain about the outside, about the light and the trees and the grass and the birds, everything that's so beautiful that he's never been able to experience before, all the cave dwellers meet him with just, what are you talking about? You're crazy.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're stumbling around. You can't even find your way through here. Why should I believe you? And it ultimately comes to, they're annoyed with this person. He's crazy. He's talking stuff they've never even heard of. They can't grasp what he's trying to tell them. So they end up killing him.
Well, and, you know, the way, sorry, I was typing something wrong when you said that. The way I always think of that is, and I was reading an article on, like, the explanation of it or whatever, but, you know, said, well, it's impossible for humans to separate themselves from the human existence and to experience reality. But, and this may be reaching, but I was talking to someone the other day about, like, if you think about what you're looking at in real life, mm-hmm. like even this, like, I mean, you're not really seeing an object, right? You're seeing the light reflected off that object, you know? Right. So whenever I saw that Plato's Cave, I thought it could be two things, like your interpretation of reality based on, like, how you're
existing at the time.
Yeah. Or, mm-hmm. And I thought of it two ways too, is like, if you experience do you see all this the same way as I see it? Is it exactly the same? Because, like, I couldn't explain this to you, like what I'm seeing, mm-hmm. or how this is. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing was, or is it more along the lines of what you are exposed to or being told by, like, media or news or whatever?
Right. Your manipulated reality.
Yeah.
Right. I think it could be taken both ways, and I think the reason that it could, you can learn from both sides of it, right? I think the idea is that, okay, this is the reality that you currently exist in, just like those prisoners were chained they're chained to face that wall, right? So that's the reality that they exist in. That's not, there's no other reality to them at that particular time. They exist in that reality, and that's what they see. Right. Now, when he broke free from when those prisoners broke free from the chains, they went outside, they saw the sun. It was incomprehensible to them, right? Because
Right.
They had no idea what was happening, and so now, it's the next step in their reality, right? And by going back into the cave, by digressing back into a reality that is not not the true reality, right? Like, so I guess you could say, once you've evolved past it and by moving backwards, I guess you could interpret this another way. Is that it's like almost they were murdered, right? So coming back to it, it's you've escaped bondage. Now when you digress back into bondage or regress into bondage, it's basically murder, right? And you're going to be criticized to everybody else that's still living in that reality. I mean, I think it's pretty plain. I mean, I think it's pretty plain to see. I think that it can be applied in so many different ways because
I feel like you can apply it in a lot of
right.
ways.
Like, I mean, even nowadays, like augmented reality, virtual reality, the next step of where technology is taking us. I mean, people are going to look back at us living like this and they'll be like, what?
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What? Exactly.
I mean, Chris, do you think of it ever as like part of how I think politically now? You know, people tell me something, and I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. You know, it's almost like I've left this way of thinking.
The dog and pony show behind.
Yeah, like, hey,
yes, exactly.
You're rooting for Donald Trump, and then he just moved a bunch of ATF agents into Chicago to help curb gun violence. You know, but he's the man.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So why? But do you ever think of it like that?
I'm more trying to break the walls of the cave down to expose the light so that everybody can see. Instead of trying to go take each individual one by one, it's break the fucking walls down, because we can expose the light without having to do it just like pulling everybody out. We can just break the system down by ignoring it, giving it no power.
Yeah. What happened? Here's what happened to me. Here's what's happened to me is like I was where you. I'm not saying that I was in that same, I guess, state of mind, and slowly I've become like, bleh, like
that's all right.
Like I'm just like I think if you've listened to this podcast from the progression from the start till now, I don't know if you've listened to the first 170 episodes.
Right. I haven't.
But I've come to a point where it's like now I'm just like, just leave me alone.
Well, yeah, but
I go ahead.
I was gonna say, but I'm the same way, I'm apathetic or whatever. But at the same time, like if someone's willing to listen to me, I'll tell them my piece, or whatever I think. But I don't know. I can't argue. I guess argue or try to. I cannot feel like I'm trying to. And I guess that's not what you're saying. You're talking about just breaking down the whole system so that everyone's exposed. He's willing
to put in the work to.
Thing is though, I mean, so I'm not a Donald Trump fan.
Have y'all heard of Derek Rose?
Yeah.
And you know what he's doing with the decentralized live tour and all that?
No, I don't know. He's a friend of mine on Facebook, but.
Oh.
Okay, well, right now he's touring around the country promoting his book. I don't have it handy, but I believe it's the Manifesto to a Free Human. And just the Decentralize Your Life tour.
Okay.
Basically explaining about agorism, doing it yourself, going out and learning how to do things naturally.
You're breaking up. Say that all over again. Learning how to do things. You broke up. Okay. Say learning how to.
Learning how to. Can y'all hear me again? Am I clear?
Yep.
Okay. So learning how to do things self-sufficiently, so that you don't have to rely on anyone outside of yourself, and everyone within the community also becomes self-sufficient, and it just you plant your own food. You want meat. You know, your chickens and cows. You have all that in your area, and you just help each other and break free from going to grocery stores and having to use real money. Try to use the whole Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Just anything you can that is basically denying the state power.
Yeah, taking the power away from it. I got it.
Do you
Right.
do you ever think that there's going to be like a reaction by the state against? I mean, I know there is on some level, but like if you completely cut loose like that.
Well, I mean, I'm doing it. I'm doing whatever I can. I'm on this app. It's called Live Star, and I'm actually streaming this right now.
Okay.
They got a little feed of the YouTube video. They can't really hear everything. It's a new thing. I'm not used to it, so I'm not all set up yet, but I'll get there. And I'm just trying. Like, I'm a truck driver, but I'm not currently working, and I could go to work tomorrow, I guess, but I'm trying to not use that system. And by going and getting a job and earning money, that's putting into that system.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do it without having to do that, and just go get me a piece of land and start producing,
There was I
What
read
That's
something.
admirable to be able to do that.
I was going to say that
It's not easy.
I was
It's definitely
reading-
not easy.
yeah, I was reading God dang it. We're forgetting everything on here. The book name Mark
Twain.
no.
Jackson.
Guy that just wrote that book, Enemies, Foreign and Domestic.
Oh, I don't know. That big giant yellow book that you
Yeah.
marked.
Matt.
Why?
Dang it.
All right, doesn't matter.
Everyone on there's like, it's that fucking guy. Anyway, he had a blog, and I bought his Kindle book that's just all of his blog posts, right? And he talks about leaving
Y'all,
Matthew Bracken, that's what it was. But he talks about leaving the system behind, like you said, or part of this was leaving the system behind. And you can do it, but it's hard to do, right? Like, I mean, it's
definitely.
like
It's harder to
It's
do if
not
you have
glorious.
kids.
It's definitely not glorious.
yeah.
By no
Yeah.
means.
Well, a lot of the stuff that's labeled as glorious or whatever these days is stuff
That's-
you don't need.
Yeah, but that's in your that goes back to the allegory of the cave. That
Exactly.
what they're throwing out there at you that's glorious is fucking Kim Kardashian's ass,
I was
right?
gonna
And
say,
Right.
you're
That's the shadows on the wall that
And-
you've been looking at all your life.
and you're being
So once you exactly, you got to find your own desires, and you can't do that until you break free.
just like you want to be a blacksmith.
I think
You
I'm
go quit your job and just become a blacksmith. I was reading another article today, and I totally clicked on it just because it had Celine Dion naked, and I thought you might be able to see something.
No, dude, I wouldn't even want to see that. That's like
It's naked lady.
seriously?
Yeah, she's not naked.
But
I'm googling Celine Dion.
Anyway,
naked.
it's had a series of pictures with her, and then one of them it shows her getting into this limousine, and she's got these big glasses on, I guess, that were designer. She's got this bag, and the way she's holding the bag is like, man, that looks so uncomfortable how she's carrying it. But then I noticed it was so you could see that it had the
What's up with
the
Celine
name
Dion's
brand
face?
Dior or whatever on the side. Like, man, who gives a shit about a fucking bag with a name on it like that? But then again, I want a Noveske rifle, so
Of course. You know, you said, Nick, you said will the state, you think there's any repercussions? You asked Chris if there's any repercussions for breaking out of the state. Right now, no. I mean,
well,
it's
there
not going
are
to.
some.
It's not, but it's not going to be a great magnitude of them. But as more as the power becomes less and less, that's whenever the power or the monopoly of force will roll out and be like, all right, it's time to take our power back, and these people will start to be persecuted.
So are you gonna total homestead it, Chris, or?
I'm not real clear how everything's going to go. in the beginning stages,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm like I said, you have to break free. I
Yeah.
kind of just broke free,
Yeah.
and I'm starting to figure it all out.
Well, see, the thing is, I mean, it seems impossible, right?
Uh-huh.
It seems like there's no way you could do that, but fucking people did it for hundreds of years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
I think it's harder for people like I think it'd be harder for people like Chris than people that have like for instance Adam Kokesh. He's broke. He's somewhat broke. He's self-sustaining on his piece of
He
land
is?
in Arizona. Yeah. Or I think
How
he
the
lives in
fuck-
Arizona.
I
But
mean,
you got to understand that guy he makes money other ways, right? Chris
Right.
Chris is trying to
Right.
do that now. But Adam's got he's got a following. People tend to want to be like, okay, man, yeah, you want to come over here? We'll pay you this. We'll do this. Just come over here and talk. Do this, do that, and he's made a name for himself in that, and he's kind of this
Celebritarian.
right, exactly, and so it's easier because he's talking about doing it, and he's going around doing it, and he's kind of it's a nuanced type deal, and it's very maybe avant-garde, right? Like, is that the right word?
I don't know what the fuck
All
that
right,
means.
that means
Kind
like,
of. Yeah.
right. So it's
Mhm.
it's
Groundbreaking.
it's-
whatever.
but it's also you got to also admit that it's kind of trendy at this point, right?
Mm.
But it's I don't mean that in a bad way, but I do mean it's trendy in that there will be people that jump into this that will eventually bail from it when it's like not the look at that. Are you on a golf course? Oh,
Uh-oh.
Hold on a second.
is it the man?
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast. I'll be leaving pretty soon. I'll have another 20 minutes. Okay, I'll leave now. All right. Thanks, authority. Bye for order followers.
Whoa! Ask him to come back on the show.
Hey, you want to come back and answer some questions, order follower? No, he just ran away.
Was that a golf cart?
The police have golf carts?
No, he's just a rent-a-cop,
Oh. Yeah, dude.
but he's still an order follower.
Are you going to get cut off Wi-Fi wise or?
No, I'm on my cell phone.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Just drive around the block and come back.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was great.
I'm just gonna sit here until he comes back, and then as he asks me a question, I'm gonna drive away.
Uh-huh.
I totally forgot where we were going, but oh yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
my biggest thing with this whole deal, because I'd love to do it. I've got kids and everything, so
It's scarier.
Yeah,
It's much scarier, right?
But how do people? And this is not specific to this, but I don't see how people afford land these days. Because back in the day, you like, hey, this is my
It's
property.
very expensive.
Man,
Yeah, this is mine, and I'm gonna raise cattle on it. But now, say you're like, hey, I want to buy 100 acres, put some cattle on it, build that, or put a house on it, or if it has a house, and like, well, you're looking at like $1,500.
I've been looking into adverse possession. I'm not all the way up on the laws and whatever, and it's different state by state. If you want to look that up, it's adverse possession. If there's a piece of property or house or whatever, it varies from state to state, city to city, all that kind of stuff.
So it says
But you can.
Here's the definition. It says the occupation of land to which another person has title with the intention of possessing it as one's own. So when trespassers become property owners. Let's
Right.
see. Go ahead.
Basically, it's like a vacant property, and hey, y'all wanna get that security guard back on the show?
Yeah,
If he'll be on.
if he'll be on, you can ask. You can ask
I'm
him a couple
gonna
questions.
get out of my car. He's sitting behind me, like stalking me.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
don't
So I'm gonna
get
get
shot.
out
Don't
and
get
go
shot.
to him.
I mean, we don't want you to get shot, okay? Or tased.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm gonna bring you with us.
Okay.
Yeah, probably safer that way.
You can introduce. We can introduce him.
Yeah. There-
Uh-oh. This is.
Y'all see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Cutting edge
Yeah, we're.
podcast right now.
Hey, how's it going? So, I'm Chris.
Hey.
sorry?
Is he giving you
Hi,
the
I'm
peace
Chris.
sign?
Do you not? Okay, you don't want to be. He doesn't want to be on camera. So
Okay,
we'll just
that's
ask-
fair enough.
That's fair enough. So we're doing a podcast about Plato's allegory of the cave.
And
Have you ever
freedom.
heard of it? No. Go ahead. What was that?
And freedom.
And freedom. So the allegory of the cave is basically what's going on with this country right now, in the understanding that there's a group of people that have lived inside of a cave all their life, chained to a wall, and they can only see shadows from a reflection.
So all
From
the
the cave
listeners, this guy's sitting in a golf.
And the
I guess he can't sit in his car not doing anything and just.
This is well
be
done,
left-
Chris.
be
Keep
left
it up.
alone. Yeah, don't listen to us. Keep talking.
Hey. So I'm gonna pull them so I can talk to you. So the allegory of the cave.
This
Cave dwellers been in there all their life.
line-
They've
what is that,
experienced
like a
nothing
mall
but
parking lot or
inside the
something? Like
cave.
just the parking lot. He's not
And
hurting any.
They see shadows on the wall from the opening of the cave,
I don't know what
and
this
they
guy's
see
gonna say.
people walking by. And they see trees. They see
Oh, good. That's
all the
great.
different things from the light. Just the
They didn't
actual
want to
light
be recorded either.
inside the cave. That's all they've ever
You guys
experienced.
listening though?
Yeah.
One of the cave dwellers finally breaks free of his shackles, and he goes outside, and he's able to see the actual light, see the actual trees, the grass, all the beautiful animals, birds, chirps.
Assuming that's what have
all
gone
the
south.
sounds.
Some authority.
He's never experienced before because he's been
I
inside
was
that
just gonna
cave
be like
all
a
his life.
sweetheart and be like, "Well, that's really
Follow me?
great, and that's amazing. I'm glad
Are you
that you stopped to talk to me."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once he's finally sees all this light, and he's like, wow, I got to go tell everybody inside the cave they've been living a lie all their life. They can only see the shadows on the wall, and they think that's real life. They think that that is reality
Something happens.
because that's all they know.
Let it go.
Oh,
Well, this guy comes back. He's seen the light now. He goes back into this dark cave. Now he looks like an idiot because he's stumbling around. He can't see inside this dark cave. All these people are thinking,
I cannot.
man,
believe
what
that
happened to
guy is-
him?
This guy
He was
is.
such a
This guy's
upstanding
great.
He's selling
cave
it.
dweller. Now he went outside and he's stumbling around. And now he's talking about trees and all this stuff. What is he talking about? This is, I can't get this. He's got to be crazy. He's unlocked his
Security
mind.
guard's gonna have like a degree in like philosophy.
They're
Or
getting
something.
more
Like,
angry and more
what do you do
angry.
with
The more he's trying
allegory
to
of
tell
the,
them, "Guys, come
gonna
see the
totally
light, come
fuck him
see the
up.
light.
like, what's his
beautiful."
name's cat?
And that's
Cat in the box thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you see this? This is reality. That's
Schrodinger's
that's
cat.
craziness.
Yeah,
They finally end up killing
Start
him.
breaking down molecules and shit on here.
Humdinger's cat.
They're
Like,
so
hey, man,
afraid
you want to help
to
me
break
smoke this
free
cat?
from those shackles and go to the light of day. That's what's going on with this world. That's why you told me to move my car when I'm just
This is
sitting
going
in a
buck
parking lot
wild now.
doing nothing, hurting no one. But
Oh,
you want me to move because you have to follow those rules, those laws.
I feel
You're
like I'm
inside
getting
that
in trouble
cave.
now.
Whenever
my,
you're ready to break
my
free,
hands are getting sweaty.
Oh no, we're losing him.
No,
take
we
those-
got him. We got him.
go to nature. Go see the animals, the trees, everything. It's beautiful out here. Beautiful humans every day you can connect with. But those shackles are keeping you from seeing true reality. I leave you in peace and hope nothing but beauty for you. Thank you.
Well done, Chris. Well done, man.
Is he getting his taser? Oh, We gotta wait till him put his headphones back in.
I can continue my podcast. I appreciate it. Huh? I know, and that's the mentality that is keeping us.
He's just doing his job.
Just doing my job.
Oh,
I'm just doing my job.
Just doing my
I'm
job.
just doing my job has killed people.
He's
not right.
Telling the truth, though, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
He said thanks.
Hey.
Well done, man. Well done.
That was nice.
You're breaking down that wall, dude.
Is he leaving, or is he leaving, or?
No, he's actually gonna let me stay.
Oh, dude.
Nice.
Amazing.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, man.
Thank you.
Well done.
I was getting nervous when I was talking to him. Like, I thought I was going to get in trouble. You know, it's like when you're in class and the teacher, you see the kid, like, making a ruckus, like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Even though it's got absolutely nothing to do with you. You're not there. You're not getting in trouble. But
My feet got sweaty.
So we were talking about adverse possession and land ownership and everything. So, So how does that work? Is that like, I mean, you just go into someone's land and say like, this is mine. It's not used. I'm going to use it.
Well, you use the system for now. There's an application that you have to apply, and it says, I am adversely possessing this property. And then once you do that, long as you maintain it and beautify it, you know, make sure you're doing good with the property.
Yeah.
After a certain amount of time that the original claim has not came to, you know.
Nobody has stood up against it.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
See, because everywhere in Oklahoma is owned by someone. You know, I mean that's why it's so hard to hunt around here unless you're hunting on public land or whatever. It's like there's fences everywhere. I mean,
did we just lose you, Chris?
No, I had to get something to drink. I got a little dry mouth.
Oh yeah, it's all right.
But like everything's owned by someone. So, because I've for the longest time I've wanted to get land, big enough land that you can, you know, have a pond on it or build a pond on it somehow, or have a creek that runs through that you could dam up and collect water, have fish in it, have some cows, or I don't know about cows. I don't know shit about taking care of cows, but at least make it to where there's wildlife on it that you could hunt and fish, and then build a cabin on it. But I mean, you know, if
it's expensive,
you want 100 acres, you're gonna spend like $150,000, $200,000 on land.
How much do you think that land cost that we were working on when we were, you know, cutting all those trees and stuff like that? What was that? 80 acres, right?
$1,500 an acre, whatever that is.
It had to be more than that, though. It had water that ran through it.
I always use the $150 or $1,500 an acre thing because
$1,500 an acre.
But that guy, but the thing is, like a lot of those families around here, a lot of those families have, I mean, just like your land.
My land.
Like you own land, right?
Yeah, but it's been in the family for
generations.
Well, since the government gave it all to us Indians.
Yeah. Well, that man, I think that's cool that you're trying to do that. That's
yeah, dude. It
admirable.
I mean, I don't know if I should ask this question. Do you have kids?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So that's definitely the hardest. That's probably the hardest thing then out of all of it. Even though you know it's be best for him in the future, it's just probably the most difficult thing that he's doing the 1,000-yard stare.
But part of that is
we lost him. Did you see that? Hey, there you are. You were doing like 1,000-yard stare there for a second.
Part of the kid thing, like kids need to be exposed to like where meat and food.
Oh, I have kids. They're with the.
We lost you. There you are. Are you there?
Right there.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have kids. They're with their mothers, so that works out for now.
Yeah.
It's difficult when you think about their future. You know what I mean? That's you want the best future for them, and if you could get them out and break them out of that cave, ideally that's best, you know, and teach them about what the cave is about. Teach them about what all this this messed up reality is, but be able to raise them away from it. You know, that's like the ideal, right? But it's so terrifying because you're like, you know,
Well, it's because you've been told your entire life like
that you can't make it out there.
You know, go to school, finish high school, go to college, get married, buy a house you can't afford,
Buy cars,
buy this, buy that. You know, you need a new car.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you need a new car? Well, because everyone else has. Well, you know, why not?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like when you go to a new job and you sit down and you're like, hey, why are we painting? You know, every building we build, we paint all the inside walls red, then we paint them white after that. Why? Well, we've always done that.
Yeah.
Why don't we just skip the red and just put the white on? Well, you know. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's gonna take.
Yeah, I'm trying to break my my children free from all that, but it's kind of not up to me at this point.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm having to deal with. The mother's not ready to break free yet.
Mm-hmm.
And once they see me doing what I'm doing, you know, and it's actually producing something,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they'll come around.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they'll think it's cool anyway. But
Yeah. Kids always.
yeah, like shit like
Yeah.
that.
Huh.
Like they're automatically drawn towards it.
Uh-huh.
Well, cool, man. I appreciate you being on tonight. And especially talking.
Appreciate y'all having me on.
Yeah, and then having the go-to with the security guard there and changing.
Yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
tune. But we'll have to have you on again, and I'll have to get an update on how you're how you're doing on your.
Keep in touch
Cool.
with us for sure.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And
I'm gonna get some more stickers made. I'll mail you some stickers as soon as they're made. I keep telling people that, but
you're not making them.
well, I got there's a different design being made, and I don't know.
What's this different design?
I don't know.
All right, we'll talk about it. Yeah, they're lying.
I'm just trying to gain time.
Yeah.
Need more time on those stickers. No, man. Thanks again. I hope to have you on again, but so make sure and keep in touch with us.
Cool. And get everybody to follow me on Live Star.
Live Star.
Dogood.
Chris Dogood on Live Star.
Yeah, Chris Dogood.
Okay.
DOOGODOOD.
Okay.
Chris Dogood. All right.
We'll have to
Thank
check
y'all
it out,
again.
man.
It was fun.
All right.
Peace, man.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Later.
All right.
Dude, that's got to be. I don't want to keep saying it, but that's like a big step. It's like a step into the unknown, especially after all our entire existence has been. You know, the reality is that you'll follow the status quo, like on like that scene or that line from Fight Club. Like, all right, I went to college. Now what? Get married.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why? I'm a 27-year-old man or 27-year-old boy. You know, or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Oh, it's gonna be hard. It's cool though.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's.
Here's the video I was talking about when we were talking on text and on Facebook. Here's the video I was talking about. Listen to it. Tell me this isn't terrifying.
Okay.
Or unenlightened. Envision human figures living in an underground cave with a long entrance across the whole width of the cave. Here they have been from their childhood and have their legs and necks
Sounds like the Twilight Zone.
so that they cannot move and can only see before them, being prevented by the chains from turning their
Is it?
heads around.
It's the drawings, right? Yeah, I've seen it.
But I mean, I'd be
You
glad,
can use that microphone to
I would be happy to see
turn it on.
this playing if I walked into school. But this
Yeah.
is scary. I mean, this is total
Yeah, but
7th grade
It wouldn't have been scary whenever you were in 7th grade. You'd
I'd be like combing the girl in front of me's hair,
it'd be dark in the classroom.
trying to touch her neck with a pencil.
Mm-hmm.
You feel that? Yes, I feel it. Like I'm rock hard.
I got a giant boner that's popping out of the top of my pants. Can't help it.
Dude, terrifying. It's fucking.
No.
See men passing along the wall, carrying all sorts of articles which they hold projected.
I gotta tell you, if I was chained to that cave and this shit that they're putting on the walls was boring as hell. Got some gay man and a mermaid coming across. All right, let's play a commercial.
Thanks,
for the Hot Zone.
Chris.
Yeah, check him out.
Chris Do Good on LiveStar.
LiveStar.
We have to check out LiveStar, right? Another commercial? You want the same commercial?
I'll play a different one.
All right.
Play the Mexican version. Oh.
I'll play the Mexican version later.
Around the World or Hot Zone?
Hot Zone.
Okay.
We'll do Around the World next.
All right. So this from Fox News. I was reading the news earlier this week, and when you were a kid, did you ever feel like people getting fucking kidnapped left and right? Like if I was out in the street and someone stopped to talk to me, like motherfuckers kidnapped me, right? I mean, that was, I don't know if it was part of the Satan thing.
Yeah. Well, like the acid in the candy and the Satan and all the kids or all the animals getting sacrificed.
If you watch those old unsolved mysteries like I've been doing, like there's Robert Stack's always like, there's rumors that Chris whatever his name was involved in satanic occult and like everything's Satanism.
Yeah,
you know, because like I guess the time period, but I just picked Chris because I'm putting this phone over or this in my phone, but so like kids getting kidnapped and shit. Well, there's this picture. On Fox News, it says Tara Calico mystery Polaroid photo of two bound children has stumped detectives for decades. So there's this really creepy picture of this like younger girl and this even younger boy, and they're handcuffed. One's got his hands she's got there. Oh yeah, you can see it on the YouTube video. It says a sinister Polaroid. This is from FoxNews.com. Sinister Polaroid has been baffling detectives for decades. Disturbing images appear to show two hostages who are bound and gagged in the bed. The snap was discovered in a Florida car park in August of 1989, sparking an investigation into the identity of the young woman and the boy pictured. Cops had a difficult task because the only lead they had to follow was a windowless white van that had been seen at the crime scene. And so two people came around saying that they thought they knew who it was. This Tara Calico's mother, her daughter had gone missing a year before, and before police found this picture, right? Tara vanished in September of 1988 after she rode her bike through a familiar route in New Mexico. The 19-year-old was never seen again, although fragments from her Sony Walkman and cassette tape were found along the trail where she was riding her bike. Police investigators revealed that the film used to snap the Polaroid was purchased the following year, igniting fresh hope for the Calico's family. They were certain the girl in the image was Tara, meaning she would have been alive months after her disappearance. The FBI ruled that the evidence was inconclusive, that was the same girl. Another family came forward saying the boy was theirs, but they it came out that it wasn't because the theory was debunked when the cops found remains of the boy in the forest in New Mexico, where they believe he perished after getting lost. So they never found out who these two kids were.
I have a question though, because it says after they were contacted for their take on the mystery. Okay. So Scotland Yard.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about either.
Why?
Like Scotland Yard, isn't it?
Like that's England's
Isn't
FBI.
This is from the Sun, but this is all in. It's in Florida, right? So I don't know. Anyway,
I thought it was New Mexico.
Well, that's where that girl went missing.
Okay.
Anyway, this picture, when you look at it,
Mm-hmm.
so when you look at that picture, and there's no way to say this, but I don't know. I don't think it looks legit. I mean, I never found out who it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never found out this was. But do they? I don't know. Unless they've been kidnapped for a while and are just apathetic at that point. But the girl looks bored, and the boy just looks like he's laying there. They look like they're in good health, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they can't.
A little sweaty.
Yeah, I know they can't just say like, that's just some kids playing around.
It looks like his hands are behind his back.
Yeah, hers are too, right?
Underneath her.
Yeah.
They look like they're on pillows.
I mean, it is a creepy picture still, and it's kind of creepy to me about that they don't know who it is. But at the same time, I'm like, well, how do you know that's just not some kids? And I don't really have any point to talking about this other than it's just weird to me.
It is weird. Very weird. And it's an unsolved mystery.
Yeah.
Tonight. I can't do this voice.
Robert Stack, it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can solve a mystery.
You're close. You're close.
I gotta have butthole lips and not have any expression on my face when I'm talking. All right, so I said this earlier. Like I keep hearing everyone jerking off Donald Trump for being a great president, how he's going to bring America back and save the country from the demise that Obama put it started or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Trump's this is from Fox News too. Trump's feds now in Chicago to fight gun violence epidemic.
All right. Before we go any further, so people that are on Fox News, so here you go. You ready? All right. So what's Chicago known for?
Deep dish pizza.
And?
Gun violence.
Yeah. Right? Your gang violence. So, and it's like a sore spot, right? And all the people, let's think about this, right? So the people that generally would praise Donald Trump would be like, well, that's just messed up. That it's the only place that has no guns allowed, and it's got the worst gun violence, blah blah blah, in the United States, right? That's probably a good talking points, right? But I would also venture to guess that most of those people are like praising Donald Trump
for bringing
the feds. All right, go ahead now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the whole thing, right?
All right, go ahead.
Just like NPR and I'm not an NPR fan by any means. I listen to it sometimes on the way to work just because I listen to anything. I read Huffington Post, Fox News, whatever. NPR tweeted the Declaration of Independence yesterday on the 4th.
Topsy-turvy world.
People were flipping the fuck out saying that how could they post something like that? They should support our president. Didn't know it was from the Declaration of Independence. Like all these pro-Trump supporters were like flipping their wigs, right? I can't see it. I want to know. Like I really want to know. Like how do you just blindly get behind someone like that?
Because it's
and
party,
I
man.
try to think, right? I went back
all
to
the
when I supported, President Bush or whatever. But I still didn't just. Well, I guess I did because I was all like, "Yeah, fuck Patriot Act, man. If you don't have anything to hide, what's the big deal?" But now I see but I see how that was wrong. But I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember trying to protect him as the president against stuff that I used to be like. Oh,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got to think now that the reason that they're protecting him so much is because he was the supposed outsider, right? And
Trump.
so, yeah, he was the supposed outsider. And so they got him in there like, yeah, fuck yeah, we got our guy. Yeah, yeah, fuck you. You know, giving him all that
I just
stuff.
want to ask those
And so
people-
now they're like, they've got to protect him. It's just like it's very simple at its core. They're emotionally attached to this. They've invested in it. And when you're emotionally attached and you're completely invested into this, it doesn't matter if this guy, seriously, if he shut down the internet and was like, nope, we need to get, I can't do his voice. We need to, I can't do his voice.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't even know what he's
It's
saying.
huge.
I can't do it.
Is that not it? Huge.
It's got a little bit of gravelly to him.
Huge. No, that's, bring my fucking tools.
Do
No.
him in Australian.
It's huge. No, I can't do it. It's huge. We're gonna shut down the internet.
I just cannot imagine if Obama would have brought the ATF into Chicago to help the police.
Mm-hmm.
People would be like, "Oh, this is it. This is it, boys.
All the right.
It's fucking. This is martial law. It's coming down. He's bringing the feds in to do his dirty work."
Mm-hmm.
Da, 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 da.
But the left
Trump-
would be praising him.
Yeah. And then
Right?
Trump does it, and it's like, oh, well, you know, I mean,
It
it's
had
out
to
of
be done.
hand
This
there.
was out of hand.
Safety.
God.
People getting killed all the time.
Oh, it's Mogadishu there.
I just
Got to get the feds. We need
Like-
to have federal police, I think.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Like all the people that are hardcore supporters for him.
Let's federalize all the police.
Like, what's your take on this? Like, how can it be good when the federal government is coming in now to help do municipal level shit, right?
Yeah.
State level shit. So, and the ATF at that, known for burning people alive in their fucking place. You know what I mean? Like,
Wait.
I know how to get rid of this. Lock these fuckers up in their buildings and we'll light them on fire.
Oh, those are projects? It's all right. Just burn them down. Burn it all down.
The only thing I can give, and here's the other thing. Like, we talked to that guy in the gym the other day. Like, oh, he's taking on
The deep, dark state.
dark state, but bringing in the feds. I seriously.
Feds are dark state.
Here's the thing, man. Is I haven't noticed. It's like we don't have. I hear if you read Huffington Post, it's nothing but just slamming Donald Trump.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's all it's about. And like today, it had an article titled "Ivanka wrote a well-poemed, completely pointless article about paid leave." Like, wow, that's a nice title, right? Like, it's obvious that they hate the guy. They hate him for the passion. But if you read Huffington Post, you would just think that the guy is like shitting on the Lincoln
Babies'
Memorial, like chopping down the phallic monument, whatever. Like, unplugging people's fucking, life
Mothers.
support. It's just a horrible, horrible person. All this horrible shit going on.
He's just running around grabbing pussy.
And then
Everywhere he goes.
everywhere he goes. And I don't know if it's because I don't watch news on TV. All I do is read this for the podcast. I don't feel like anything's happening. It's like George Bush's second term. Like, where's the president? Anything happening? Fucking North Korea's launching off ICBMs, possibly.
Well, did you see what Trump said about that?
I saw that his United Nations lady said, "Oh, great! I got to work on the 4th of July. Thanks, North Korea."
But you did see what they said. We're not gonna. There's not gonna be no U.S. dollars going into North Korea, right? At all, like so. And China's willing to back it. Did you see all that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well, he said until they get their behavior under control, you'll know it when you see it. You'll know it when you see it. Like he's telling North Korea that like it affects North Korea in any way.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, say that again.
All right. He's basically sanctioning North Korea.
He's saying no more.
No more nothing. No, we're not.
Do we send money to North Korea?
Well, I mean, there's ways of goods getting into North Korea. No American or Chinese goods are going to go to North Korea anymore or whatever. I might be lying there. But
fuck, some of that shit I was gonna order off Amazon today may not have shown up because you ever order something on there? It's like $1.99. Like, oh fuck, this is probably junk, but I'm gonna order it. And you buy it, and it shows up fucking like got bird flu all over it, and like Chinese letters stamped on it, immigration papers. Takes like 3 weeks to get something you don't even need.
Have you? Okay, I watched a Vice documentary on North Korea and what they do in North Korea, like how
Shoot
they
people
trade
with anti-aircraft guns, and then the dogs eat them.
How they trade. So because the joke is such a fucking, or because the government is such a joke there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That
don't get us fucking sarin gassed.
All right.
Kim Jong may listen to this podcast.
Well, I hope he does.
Have him on. Him and Dennis Rodman.
And with all of his listeners, all of his subjects will be marketing to nobody that has anybody money. What they do is they trade across the border with China. They'll have guards, right? And they'll go over there, and it's the same way as with Cubans, right? Way that they would. You have a doctor, right, in Cuba, who actually sells ice cream because he's making more money than being a doctor, right? Like stuff like that. Same deal. These guys are like trading across the border in China. Well, apparently that's going to end all of that until they get there. Until Kim Jong Un. Yeah, Il's the dad, right? Kim Jong Un.
He's dead.
Until he gets his shit together. Yeah. Until he gets his shit together. But who does it affect? It doesn't affect anybody. It's not like us saying, "Wow, we're not gonna do anything with them." Like, what do we do stuff with them now? Because if we do, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
it's in Dennis Rodman over there. And
well,
Sean Penn, right? Or Sean Penn.
Send Dennis Rodman over there. Leave him over there, and Sean Penn. Like, they can stay.
Is Dennis Rodman a woman yet?
He's on his way. I mean, that he'll be larger than Caitlyn. You see that? Did you see that meme that I sent you that had Caitlyn and Arnold?
Yeah.
Caitlyn, you son of a bitch. You didn't see it?
I think so.
They were doing the whole, like,
that was
from
a while
Commando.
back, right?
That was last week.
Dude, you're letting me down. That's not from Commando. That's from Predator.
Or Predator.
Oh.
Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
My brain is hardwired with movies, especially 90s.
All right.
90s movies.
Where are we at?
So what?
Where was
I'm
I
still
going?
not following you. Like, I did. Are we sending shit to North Korea?
Roundabout.
What does that mean?
Means China trades with them, right? And we trade with China, so shit gets there.
What I don't understand, right? We don't trade with Cuba because Cuba is a communist country,
right?
We trade with China because they're a communist country,
right? Exactly. It's 100% true. Now, what does Cuba have to offer us? They don't make shit.
Cuban cigars.
Well, that's
good coffee.
Do they have good coffee? Cuban coffee, but have you ever had a Cuban coffee? All it is just I can make that into a Cuban coffee like that.
Well, you just piss in it?
Yeah, you just pour 3 cups of sugar in there with it.
Oh,
and then
I don't like sweet coffee.
And you get that much. And then all of a sudden you do this for about 5 minutes, and then you do this.
I almost got stationed in Cuba.
Really?
Yeah, I had orders to
Guantanamo Bay?
before it turned into a fucking to a prison camp.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I keep my comments to myself.
Could you imagine?
What if I was in those pictures, like putting them up cheerleading and stuff?
No, I'm talking about the off-post rompus time in Cuba.
See, but I don't know how Guantanamo Bay work. And how the fuck do we get away with having a base there? You know what I mean? Like, you cannot send anything to our country,
but we're gonna put this
here.
Yeah. How do you even see it?
Can you leave the base? I would think you can. So there's got to be all kinds of fucking banging going on there.
Oh yeah. Because they all want to come to America.
Oh, I was talking about within the troops.
Oh. This is I can't go to the Guantanamo Bay.
Did you look up
What the
Guantanamo
fuck?
Bay?
Look at this.
Sex?
Look at this. You ever seen this before?
No.
I just tried to go to Guantanamo Bay, this website. All right. We're trailing off here.
All right, so the next article was from Fox News. Says female teachers having sex with students, double standards, lack of awareness. So here recently we talked about it. There's some teachers, fairly hot teachers, banging younger students at school. Apparently it's because it's a hot story. That's why you're hearing about it a lot now. Like people take after it because, like, here's the deal. Here's why people take after it. Because when you're in high school and you're a kid and you're a boy, always thought about nailing hot teachers, right?
Right. We talked about this last week.
Everybody does. They say that the double standards are there and a lack of awareness. I don't know how many, everyone's talks about like, oh, you let your son stay out till whenever, but you won't let your daughter stay out. Like, yeah, that's just how it's going to fucking be. It's never going to be like acceptable for an older man to sleep with a younger woman at school. It's just not how it is.
Oh.
The double standards there, like, just fucking deal with it. I don't know why it exists, but it does. I mean, if someone said, hey, and that 30-year-old woman slept with a 16-year-old boy, like, fucking
Man,
lucky
son
bastard.
of a bitch. Mm-hmm.
That 30-year-old man slept with a 16-year-old girl, like,
What
fucking
the fucking
pervert.
pervert?
Yeah. It's just the reaction. That's my reaction. That's probably 99% of the world's reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're going to change it. I don't think there's a lack of awareness or anything about it. Like, it's been, and it's like we said too, I'm sure it was happening before. This is not an electronic trail, which that should go against all, or go for all you people that listen. Don't take pictures of shit. Don't text stuff that you want people to, don't want people to find out about. You need to be talking. It's spy time. Put your phone in somewhere else and meet somewhere and talk. With running water preferably in the background. But
It seems like everything is recorded
oh yeah,
now, right?
everything is. Everything is. Where were we?
You're talking about
that's
the double
that's the end
standard.
of the hot zone.
Oh,
so.
all right. All right, we'll go to Around the World.
Yes. I like that music. Such good music.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm in my underwear right now on the floor watching something on TV with a gigantic bowl of cereal.
All right, so the very first, it's loading. I'm just going to let the music play. It says, man jailed for hitting Muslim teen with bacon. A British man was jailed after he hit a Muslim teen with a slab of bacon and yelled
7 entertain you with the best new show.
Yelled insults at her and her mother. Alex Chivers will serve 6 months in jail for assault and a public order offense. The 36-year-old admitted to religiously or racially aggravated assault. Now, right there, that guy looks crazy, but religiously or racially aggravated assault, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you hit, okay, racially, let's break that down real quick. Racially, what would this person be likely? We'll just say their likelihood is that they're Arab, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hitting an Arab person with bacon, how is that a racial assault? This doesn't equate. I get the religious aspect of it, right? Like, because pork's filthy to them, but even still, like, is it not aggravated assault? Like, why do you tack on? Is there sub crimes? All right. Police allege Shivers approached two Muslims on June 8th in North London and made abusive Islamophobic comments before striking the teen with bacon. Detective James Payne labeling the assault shocking. That's the end of it.
6 months.
Yeah, what I wanted to talk about was, so this is this is progressively becoming more and more around the world. Like, is it mine again?
Oh, it's me.
Oh, progressively becoming more and more things like this. These assaults on Muslims and stuff like that. Did you see there was one that happened in Sydney, right? Recently, and then this in London, and it's, if you think about it, that it's the terror incidents that are happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to be the same as what it was here after 9/11. You remember? Like after 9/11, people will be like, "Oh God, I'm scared to, I'm Muslim. I'm scared to even walk outside of my house." Blah blah blah. For a short period of time, but I don't know. I mean, I think that I think that you're gonna see more and more of this because of all of the refugees and all of that stuff. Plus, because all of the media pushing these, it's like they're pouring gas on the fire, right?
Yeah. I don't understand like you were saying earlier, like instead of just hitting someone with bacon.
Yeah, I don't know. It's because then it's like creating a special crime.
What if that was turkey
associated-
bacon? That's what I'd say. My defense.
It was
Your Honor,
turkey bacon.
That was Jimmy Dean's turkey bacon, 98% fat-free turkey bacon. No racial or ethnic crime occurred. I just simply slapped someone with bacon. I mean, what could they say? Like, do you have the bacon? Taste it. Fry that shit up. Like, get the court reporter. Can you repeat the last? He said, taste it. Fry that shit up. Oh my God, this is turkey bacon.
It's delicious.
I like turkey bacon.
Delicious. All right, here. This next one comes from Sunday Register. Tragedy after popular Jav actress drowns while filming bukkake scene in Tokyo. So this comes from Tokyo.
The fuck? Where's this? This isn't on the list.
It's not?
I got Fellatio Cafe where
that's
customers.
The next one. All right, Japan's adult movie industry is today in mourning after reports that a popular actress has died in a tragic workplace accident while shooting a scene for an upcoming film. It's a workplace accident.
Is this a real life?
This is from the Sunday Register. Yeah.
Go to the very bottom. Make sure it's not satire.
It doesn't say satire.
Okay.
All right. So hold on. Let me get through this. All right. It says local media reported that the 23-year-old actress, who remains unnamed due to Japanese laws, requires her next of kin to be formally notified first, died after drowning in semen while filming a scene involving at a studio in Tokyo's Shinjuku district. According to a camera operator who witnessed the incident, the actress was filming a bukkake scene. So, what is bukkake for all of our listeners?
It's where a ton of people jizz on a lady's face.
Okay. When the accident occurred, bukkake is a popular scene in Jav titles. I'm not sure what Jav is. And it involves a group of male actors ejaculating typically onto the face of the female actor. For this scene, there were around 30 male actors lined up, said the camera operator. The actress was kneeling on the ground, and the actors were taking turns to ejaculate onto her. That just sounds dirty when I say it.
I feel like I was taking part in a homosexual activity if I was standing around with a bunch of other guys jerking
with
off.
30 other dudes, there's only one girl?
Hey, dudes. I got this. Watch this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it came as quite a shock to us when she collapsed, he told journalists. The director was angry at first.
Someone give her mouth to mouth. Fuck you. No way.
Ruined the shot. However, when it became clear that she really couldn't breathe, everyone became shocked. The camera operator said many of the male actors became quite panicked, but one of them, who had received medical training, rushed toward her. He tried to scoop as much of the semen out before started mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, but it was too late. There was nothing anyone could have done.
This cannot be real.
I don't know.
That's a lot of jizz, dude. For someone to drown in it? Like, why didn't she run off?
That's 30 dudes, though. So that's. Why didn't she run off?
Like, if I, in a pool or a body of water, you can't get away from it, right?
Mhm.
But, like, if you're on a porn set, you figure you start drowning on the land, you would get up and move.
Sticky. It's 'cause you can't run.
Someone referred to it as, what was it? It was in that group text, and however they said it was disgusting to me.
Oh. Yeah, I don't remember what, but yeah, it was disgusting. All right, next.
Dick rope. What was it? Anyway.
The next article comes to us from Latin Life. Fellatio Cafe, where customers receive oral sex while they drink their coffee. Fellatio Cafe, where customers receive oral sex while they drink their coffee. So
Didn't
you've
we
heard.
talk about this a long time ago? Is it in Amsterdam?
It's in Switzerland.
Yeah, we did talk about this a long time ago.
We did?
Yeah, but we can talk about it again. Some people didn't listen to that episode, I'm sure.
All right, well, it says, you've heard of happy endings at seedy underground massage parlors. Now get ready for blowjobs at coffee shops. Yeah, it's a real thing. At the end of this year, I don't know how, like maybe this was 2 years ago. I don't even know. At the end of this year, a new shop called Fellatio Cafe will open up in Geneva, Switzerland, where you can get a hot cup of Joe with a side of blowjob. Seriously. So the firm behind the Swiss Cafe, Face Girl, says customers will be able to order coffee, then select a sex worker of their choice from an iPad to give them a blowjob. You sure as hell can't do that at Starbucks. All right. I don't even need to read anymore.
I'm all for blowjobs, but there again, you're going to be in a coffee shop with a bunch of other guys.
Getting
Getting a
blowjobs.
blowjob.
I mean, if you're cool with that, that's fine. And you know what? I think I tend to think that a lot of the foreigners, they're cool with it. In America, I think we're less cool with that.
Blowjobs?
No, with other dudes getting blowjobs around us.
I mean, I wouldn't stop someone from getting one if I was in a
Yeah, you're not gonna be like,
restaurant.
oh, whoa,
Yeah, like, hey,
whoa,
dude, hey.
whoa.
I mean, good for them, but here's my thing to it. If I went there and like,
It's not someplace you're gonna go.
Can I get a cup of coffee? And did you just get here? Yeah. Okay. You know what I mean?
What time did you start?
Like, how many hours have you been gone and before you come back? Because I need to know. If it's too close, I can't do this. I don't know.
Man, imagine the jaws on those women.
No.
Their jawlines are defined, I'm sure.
You think prostitutes are good at blowjobs?
Well, I think that they have to be, because if they're not, think about how long. Okay, it'd be like,
I've been with some questionable women,
yeah,
and they sucked at them.
yeah, but if it's your job,
they should have been good at it.
but if it's your job, to efficiency, right? Like you're not gonna be there.
45 minutes.
Yeah, be like what?
Fucking Popeye arms.
You're terrible at this. But keep
because
going.
you think, unlike an
I
ongoing,
must finish.
in an ongoing relationship where you can be like, yeah, hey, cut my balls, or
Mm-hmm. Tickle them a little.
yeah, do this,
Uh-huh.
give it a knuckle,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. When you're paying a prostitute, if you're, I don't know.
I'm thinking that they have to be really good at it.
I've never had sex with a prostitute.
Me neither. So I have no idea, but I would imagine.
Like, do you make
through-
small talk?
It's the same as a haircut. We've talked about this with our last hairdresser.
Hey.
What the hairdresser was on, like,
So
so you had a lot of customers today.
how long have you been at work?
Yeah.
Let me gauge the. Yep, can't do that. Sorry, can't. Say. All right.
I don't know. I think that through efficiency, or if they want to make money, they're going to be cranking them out.
You would think so. But I don't know. It's one of those. We should get a prostitute on the podcast. Like there's
got to be a Skype interview. There's no way that I'm bringing one into here.
In Tulsa somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Maybe we could go to that
live feed.
No, that place next to the gym. I thought that lady didn't know her underwear was showing, but then I looked up and it's a massage place. Sitting out there looking at her phone with a dress squatting down, underwear on full display, and I was like, that poor lady didn't know her underwear was showing.
And they were
like the next day I saw her again, I was like, oh, she's
fully knows that she does.
Horrible at blowjobs. No,
she's probably really good at blowjobs.
We should have her on. You know, understand a word she's saying, but
yeah. She's not coming over.
She would not answer the questions like, "Are you good at blowjobs?
Are you like really good?"
I give massage only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, but when you're in there and they ask for a blowjob, are you good at it?
How fast are you?
Here, I show you. No, I can't do that.
$50.
Wait, just a second. It's for science. No, I can't.
All right.
I can't get back to the fucking set list.
That's all right. We're gonna move on. We're gonna get out of around the world. We're gonna go to DickTarian.
It's my favorite.
Can you get to it?
Yeah, I don't need to. I read that thing how many times. It's getting mad.
I'm gonna go take a leak.
Oh no.
You'll be all right.
Is that coming back in?
Huh?
Am I on right now?
Yeah.
Oh, well, turn that music off.
Can't talk over the dick music?
No. All right, this has been pretty hot news lately. This was on krmg.com when I first read it. So Governor Chris Christie, a New Jersey governor, had the beaches closed because they didn't come to an agreement on the budget, and state parks and beaches were closed over the 4th of July holiday because of the inability to agree on this budget. So the governor has a residence at Island Beach, where there's a beach. So he was spotted behind this house on the beach with his friends and family, having a good time, right? So the response was, the governor has a residence at Island Beach. Others don't, Christie said. The Philadelphia Inquirer reported, run for governor and you can have the residence. The state owns a house on the 10-mile Berry Island that the governor can use, which no one seems to question that, right? The fuck does the governor need a state-owned beach house? The 6-bedroom house has views of the Atlantic Ocean and a guest house facing the bay. The home is guarded by state police who are on duty during the shutdown. So basically, parks, beaches got shut down, and Governor Chris Christie thinks that, those rules don't apply to him. And if you have a problem with it, what you need to do to alleviate that problem is run for governor and become governor. Because then you're on the level of the elite. You're an elite member of America who can do
part of the
whatever they want. So I sent this to one of my friends in New Jersey, and he said that beers aren't allowed on the beach. Those dudes are slamming beers in the picture. Beers aren't allowed on the beach unless it's bottles and cans aren't allowed on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't apply to the governor.
No.
Dude, I mean, how much of a fucking asshole can you be to close, parks and shit down on 4th of July weekend? They ran some Cub Scouts out of a fucking campground because they're going to close it down. Here's the other thing, too. Like, let's do this. Like, we can't come to a budget agreement. We're shutting the state parks down, which means there'll be no one manning any positions at the parks. But otherwise, it's the state property. The people own it. So if you want to go park and fucking next to a concrete picnic table that has nothing to do with anybody else, have at it. If you want to park your fat fucking ass on a beach chair on the beach and slam beers with your friends, the only thing that's going to happen is there's not going to be some state employee running around telling you to leave or whatever if you're recording a podcast, right?
Dude, that guy's a shithead.
Oh, he's a disgusting fat body.
He's a shithead.
No one likes him. I heard his approval ratings are at 15% at this point. But I cannot believe that should show you. That should show you right there how the government believes they're not you and I.
No.
They're above us. And if you want to be part of that, then run,
If you want to be part of our
run for president, run for governor. Then you can do what everyone else can't do, just like light off fireworks, have fucking fully automatic weapons or suppressors or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. Get paid till you're dead.
Yeah, you can't have that. We can.
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit, man. I watched a show the other night on Netflix called The Whistleblower.
Mm-hmm.
It had Monica Bellucci in it.
I gotta check this out.
And it had what's the other girl's name? The girl from Enemy at the Gates.
I don't know her name.
I fucking forgot her name. Anyway.
Wait, Monica Bellucci?
Bellucci, yeah. So I had two good-looking girls in it. So me and my wife watched it. But this Kansas cop that goes.
Damn, you know how old she is?
I don't know. She still looks good.
How old do you think she is?
82.
Yes.
What is she, 50?
52. How does she does not look 52.
She talks in that fucking broken English Italian accent in that movie. And my wife goes, she's looking pretty rough or looking pretty old. I don't agree.
Let's
Are
see.
you gonna bring those pictures?
I'm gonna try to get one that I can put over there. Oh, is she married to that guy, the French guy? The Frenchman. I didn't know who that was for the longest time. I can't bring it over. Keep talking.
Oh, well, that's it. Oh, anyway, so a story about this cop from Kansas that goes to be part of a UN peace force in Bosnia.
Okay.
And
that's her?
Yeah, dude. Anyway, she goes over there, finds out that there's they're doing human trafficking. UN's involved in it. The government, local police is involved in it, and everything like that. And when I was watching it, I mean, it's a horrible story, right? I mean, now the UN was protecting the local police. Local police were protecting the UN. The UN, there's all kinds of government overlap, protecting each other. They had diplomatic immunity, or they couldn't be prosecuted for a crime or anything like that. And we got done watching it, and I told my wife, I was like, that's a perfect example of what the government is good for, right? It's corruption, fucking shit like that, protecting its own. And then I know we say it all the time, but if you were to say like, hey, you think the local government would ever be involved in human trafficking? Oh no. Well, what about like in Mexico? Oh yeah. What about like in Bosnia? Like, oh yeah. Well, I don't know, Bosnia and America is not the same. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People still just like, oh, that'd never happen here. Nothing like that would ever happen here. You're not listening. You're stuck on Monica Bellucci now.
No. I mean, I agree 100%. It happens. It happens all over the place.
We got on that from Chris Christie, a fat ass on the beach.
Well, I'm just saying it happens all over the place. We talked about that was that whole Pizzagate scandal and all of what was his name? George Webb, right? Our guy.
Yeah.
Right. He talks about all that, and what was the name of? It was the name of that show was Whistleblower.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it happens. No, I see nude pictures of Monica Bellucci.
What?
I can't put them over there.
Are they real?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Here he comes. That's not photoshopped. Oh, wait, look. Right here.
You got foreign languages over there. That's Russian. You're about to get a virus.
I'm not on the site, though.
Dude, I got a virus from Google image search like that, and I didn't click on anything. Somehow it gave me
Huh?
Yeah, it was on my work computer. Had to call IT.
What'd they say?
Well, I told them they were talking about I can't remember who the artist was or whatever. Artist, fucking stupid ass word. I was driving to work and someone was coming to the BOK center and they're like, "Oh yeah, she's a real pretty young lady." And I was
Celine Dion nude.
like, I didn't know
that's
who
not-
it was,
she's
so I
not-
typed her name in Google image search,
Uh-huh.
and it wasn't even porn. And I clicked on the to make it bigger from the smaller picture. When I did that, it's like bloop, fucking all kinds of shit.
Not good.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're distracted. Should we move on to the next ode to women?
Yes.
All right, we'll play a commercial. Whoops.
What?
I played the wrong one.
No.
Spearhead podcast.
I didn't click on now.
So this really
Ode
isn't
to
a-
women.
This is really not an ode to women. It says lesbian who claimed she was a virgin and made 15 false rape accusations in 3 years storms out of a court as it hears she led 2 men into a garage for sex.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's a big one.
Are those my fucking Airwalks?
Those are Nikes, but they do resemble your Airwalks.
Yeah, they do. So, what is this? This is from Daily Mail.
Mm-hmm.
A lesbian who allegedly made 15 false sex attack allegations in 3 years stormed out of court today when she was accused of leading 2 men to a garage for sex.
He looks like a young John Goodman if he was fat when he was young.
Jim Abil's allegations led to one man, Mahan Kassim, being jailed for 7 years following a retrial at Ellsworth Crown Court in January of 2012. She claimed Mr. Kassim raped her after giving her a lift home in November. She claimed she had never had consensual sex with a man before. Bill told police she was groped by a stranger, Noam Shazad, in a pub in July before he took part in a gang rape on her. Mr. Shadai skipped bail and fled the country after being charged with sexual assault. The court heard Bill had spent the evening with these other dudes at a house party, and she'd left willingly with them to go and get alcohol and cigarettes. She claimed he took her to a garage where he arranged for this guy and others to attack her, and that he was armed with a machete. What is this? So she just lied, or she left because she was accusing 2 other people of raping her, and she was going in the garage for consensual sex.
Yeah.
This girl looks like a guy I work with.
Does it? I don't know the guy, but it does look like a dude. It's the hairdo and the fatness.
But in days before the alleged assault,
Nah, the point of this whole thing is that it's like the
what?
just think it goes back to your double standard type of back with the teachers banging kids, right?
Yeah.
In this case, there's no way in hell that a man could be like, "Yep, nope, as ridiculous as her story is, number one, look at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, when you look at that person, right? Like that's, so some dude's going to be going down the street, he's going to pick that gigantic behemoth to rape.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to discredit her story, but yeah, I know what you're saying. I see it.
Like, all right. So let's do this. Okay, so, and let's do this. So, you're going down. You're gonna steal something, right? You're gonna steal something from whatever Walmart, right? And you know that you're limited on what you can handle as far as getting out of the store, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Do you get all right. But you have a choice. You have there's plenty of things in there to steal, right? So number one, you see this shiny diamond ring, right?
Yeah.
It's tons of value, right? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You could smuggle that out, right? You could go there's CDs, there's DVDs, there's all these things that you could smuggle out, right? You're going to go and try to steal the fucking inflatable raft display? Try to smuggle that out? No. It's ridiculous. But the judge sentenced some dude to 7 years in court or jail?
I mean, sure, I'd like to believe that surely there was some other kind of
Evidence
other than her just saying that it happened, right? I mean, we're not to that level yet.
I think we are to that level.
To someone can just say, "Hey,
I
so and so raped me," and then that's the end of it.
I think we are to that level. Maybe in this country, not in this country, but in that country, in London, right? What's wrong?
My computer's fucked up.
Yeah, I guess maybe I should let people see.
She looks angry, man. How do these nude ESPN version or whatever, the skin issues? Like when you get naked
you weren't
pictures
listening
taken,
to me the whole time.
Oh, I got sidetracked on the side deal.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
So when they're taking the nude, I mean, I just can't imagine.
Well, I don't even know what you're looking at.
I guess I can't imagine being in a room full of people naked playing sports.
What?
The ESPN skin version, they take pictures.
Body issue?
Yeah, the body issue.
Okay,
It's
all
not
right,
skin version.
All right, I'm looking at it.
So they take pictures of these athletes naked, right?
Yes.
So,
like that lady with one leg?
yes.
Rock climber?
Yeah, so everyone's seeing the
Muff.
the bits, yeah, the grunting butthole while you're trying to climb a rock naked, right?
Yeah.
It just seems like it'd be difficult. I mean, I've never done a nude photo shoot, so that could be the problem.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'd have an issue. Just depends on what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking. This is a lot of dead air.
Well, a bunch of people in a room, and you're the only one naked.
I guess if I'm super fit, I'm not gonna have an issue. You know what I mean? Like these people, probably even now. Like that. I mean, how much are they paying me? That's the deal.
I don't know. I guess I'd be concerned I was gonna get a boner or not get a boner. Or
You don't
be
want
like the shoes thing. Like, I don't want my shoes to do, but
hold on. Yeah, so Nick, we're bringing in. We're gonna do the run and gun special.
I got a nervous boner, man. I can't do it.
Am I supposed to have a boner? Am I not supposed to have a boner? What do you want me to hear?
I'm at full salute right now. So
why do you have a boner?
Is that
not supposed to?
And then if I didn't, be like, man, I could use a little extra self confidence right now. I don't know. It's probably those people in the room probably don't give a shit,
No, that is that. Dude, I'm on a Magnum PI.
We should probably end this.
Yeah, secrets you never knew about Magnum PI.
Yeah, we should end it.
You know what?
So
When I was in Hawaii, dude, even then, that was in 1993. Yeah. Even then, like the ghost of Magnum PI was there. You know what I mean? Like he was still, that was the claim to fame in Honolulu. Tom Selleck, yeah, man. You could go to like any place, they'd have Tom Selleck's picture hanging up with whoever. You know,
who was that bald fucker on that show? That
Higgins?
Yeah, Higgins. Like,
Yeah.
what was the point of him?
What, he was the custodial manager of the estate, right?
Did he ever shoot anything? Or
Higgins?
Did Magnum PI have a gun?
Yeah, he had a gun. He would take it. It was a 45. Put it in those tiny shorts.
I hated that show.
What?
Yeah.
Really? I loved that show.
I thought that helicopter he had was dumb.
That wasn't his. That was TC's helicopter.
I hated it.
You hated that helicopter?
Yeah.
How? That's a nice helicopter.
Fucking Airwolf
Well,
helicopter was a helicopter.
yeah, but I
Or
do.
the helicopter on Rambo. That Russian.
Yeah, the gunship.
Hmm.
You know, I have another. What's the phenomenon about big meteorologists? Like, they're getting more voluptuous as we go.
They're becoming, yeah. I don't know. Probably people like figure.
Like, that's becoming full-figured gals that's the only meteorologists that are out there.
I'm all for it.
But they're getting larger. Like, it's.
Like we got the UK lady about to be on one, or
I saw one this last weekend. I was at last time I was at the gym, and I was like, that's.
dude, I saw the one in Mexico.
It will.
I can't
So
remember.
Mexico kind of started it, right? The full-figured, large-breasted, big booty meteorologists, right?
Yeah. Someone burning tires in here.
I don't know. I hope they stay with that mold instead of the
Dude, the weather,
the Wally mold.
the weather anymore is just like a reality TV show. Anyway,
Yeah.
I look up the weather today for July 19th is as far as it would go, trying to gauge the running gun temperature, and I was like, why even look at this? Doesn't fucking matter. There's no way to tell what the temperature is going to be. You got a 48% humidity, 95 degrees, sunny. Like,
It's not gonna matter. It might as well be 1,000 degrees.
yeah,
You're gonna die.
20K. Dude, I gotta shoot this week. This weekend and next weekend. That's it.
I've got to go. I've got to go shoot. All right, let's end this.
All right. So thanks for listening. Make sure and check out Chris Dogood on
Livestar.
Livestar. Like and share our Facebook page if you're a new listener. We appreciate having you. Email us at xspearheadx@yahoo.com. We're getting a lot more emails from listeners, and we enjoy it. If we don't,
Yeah, we do.
respond back to you immediately. We apologize, but
Yeah, thanks for all of the engagement and the ideas for the show.
Yeah.
We do appreciate that.
so thanks.
That it?
Yes.
Adios, muchachos. All right, we're still on YouTube.
Make sure and like and subscribe and comment down below.
What's your name?
I'm Nick.
That's what you're supposed to say.
I've got bad gas. Huh?
You're supposed to say, "What's your name?"
What's your name?
Yeah, you're supposed to say, "I'll give you the countdown to 5, 4, 3. Let's get this thing to 30,000 likes." That's what they say.
Fuck off. I'm not
That's
doing
what you're
that.
supposed to do. And then
I feel
you
like
say,
I'm playing with my daughter right now. I'm supposed to say what?
"Yeah, that's
like,
exactly it."
You're a cat with bat
Yeah.
wings? Okay, you're a cat with bat wings. No? Okay. No, yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.